Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to yet again another fantastic indie creator interview. It's your Cape Crusader Cody, and we are keeping it geekly with our returning friend, Matt Blair. We're here to break down Romanis, Magicae, and everything in between. Welcome back, Matt. How are you doing? It's been a couple shows, but congrats on a successful Zoop campaign, man. Give us a little bit about who you are and how that campaign went for you.
All right. Well, hey, everyone. It's great to be back. The Zoop campaign went really, really well. We hit our goal, which is the most important thing. And, Zoop was very helpful. They were very open, very, very communicative. Like if you send them an email, they will respond to you. That was... It was good. It was definitely a very positive experience, and we're looking forward to maybe working with them in the future, maybe going back to Kickstarter. We're not sure at the moment, but that was great. In the meantime, I decided to take a small break from Kaijus and Cowboys and leap right back into the fire and start another Kickstarter campaign, which is what we're talking about now. The life of an independent comic book creator, you don't do it if you want to relax. You don't do it if you want to, take it easy and just sit back and collect. It's constantly, you're constantly on, you're constantly, tweeting, you're constantly sharing, you're constantly tweaking, talking to creators, all that stuff. So it's exhausting, but, we wouldn't have it any other way.
Absolutely. And this time you're joined by artist Paul Peart Smith, and this is for a prequel story to an upcoming series from Heavy Metal. But yes. I did a little bit digging, and this has been in the works for a couple years. So what happened, it was about 2 years ago when that super special event that happened, and the internet has a fit when you mention the pandemic. I was lying in my room. I was bored out of my mind. And I thought, I have time, I have money, I have the mental capacity for it. Let's make another comic. And the idea for the comic has actually been in my mind, has actually been kicking around in my brain for ages, like years. And I don't remember what artist forum I was on, but I saw Paul's work and I was like, oh my God, this guy's fantastic. And I reached out to him and I wanted this book to be the best creative team I could put together. Mm-hmm. And so I reached out to Paul and I said, hey, I've got this idea for this book. And Paul was like, I don't like this original idea you have, but I could see that you have this idea for a Roman comic. That's really intriguing. Can you send me some stuff? And I was like, okay, here's a character breakdown. Here's what the book's about. Here's an overview. And he was like, yes, I love this. And we did that. And then we played the submissions game for a while, and just out of the blue, Heavy Metal was like, hey, we've got a creator-owned imprint that we want to get off the ground. Your book looks amazing. Let's publish. And That's
so we're
awesome.
like, yes. Yeah. So, blind submissions do work every now and then. So there's that.
So give us a little bit about this book. What is it about? What's the concept? What type of adventure are we going to be going on? We're just coming off of Kaiju and Cowboys. So what are we going to be finding in this one?
Well, this one is slightly less action-packed, but it doesn't skimp on the violence. The closest thing I can describe to it is it's basically Hellboy and the BPRD, mix it with a little bit of the Dresden Files, but instead of being set in the modern day, it's set in ancient Rome. So I love ancient history and ancient Greek and Roman stuff. But one of the things that always was a bit of a pet peeve of mine is that if you look at all of the media surrounding ancient Rome, it's very
sanitized. Like there was this saying from the Emperor Augustus that he entered Rome a city of brick, he left it a city of marble. So like all of these movies, they tend to show like very austere, noble, well-groomed, well-spoken, usually white people, dressed in their togas and their armor, and their they all speak in their impeccable British accents, and they're talking about the glory that is Rome. But it's like if you look at what was going on, if you look at like how the Romans viewed themselves, if you look at all the graffiti that you find in these ancient Roman ruins, you will find like that's not what it was. It was the city was crowded, it was chaotic, it was cramped, it was bloody, it was violent, and it was this massive melting pot of just these amazing cultures. And it's like that's what we want to do. We want to take we want to take Rome and present sort of like the darker side of it. So that's what we did. If you get a chance to look at the crowdfunding page, you'll see exactly what I mean. Paul provides the artwork. He's got this gorgeous, I don't want to say loose, but this gorgeous and very unique art style. And we have a lady named Ava de la Cruz providing the colors for us. And Miss Cruz has done like work for everyone, Marvel, DC, like all the big ones. And like just like when you combine it with Paul's pencils, it's this like it's one of the most gorgeous books I've ever seen. Like that's not hyperbole. That's just every time I get new artwork in, I am just blown away by it's like I get to work with these guys. I get to like see all this gorgeous work, and I hope when you guys see the work, you'll agree with me. Actually, no, I don't hope. I know you guys will absolutely.
Yeah, to the right of us, we have. I stole some of the interiors from your Kickstarter page. So we have to the right of us an image slideshow, and a lot of those images are just so mind blowing and gorgeous. I love Paul's ability to kind of break the panels with like some images like in the corners that like bleed up the page and then into the panels. It seems like there's a lot of different elements within the story though. Like, you have the like the culture surrounding the Romans, but also it looks like some sort of like spirit, mythical like element. What's pouring out of the eyes? That looks like it's like some phenomenal like thing going on right there.
Yeah. So I know what panel you're talking about. Yeah. So the framing device for the whole book is there's this girl named Lycia. She is what we would call Eastern European, but she was she's an oracle. And anyone if you know your Greek history, basically the oracle is this woman, and they were almost always women, who would sit in a cave, huff fumes that came from the cave, and supposedly it would grant her this connection to the gods, and the gods would speak through her in complete gibberish. If you wanted to pay for translation, if you wanted a translation, you'd have to pay for it, and the priests would translate. So what's going on there. But Lycia is a oracle, and she's in the throes of this incredibly powerful and incredibly violent vision. Like like a big inspiration for the character, she's actually my favorite. Like my biggest inspiration was like imagining what it must have been like to be that girl in the cave. Like your mind is not necessarily your own, and like you're seeing all of this stuff flash before your eyes just rapidly, just really quick, and it's overwhelming. Like it hurts. Like in all of Greek and Roman mythology, like whenever mortals try to communicate or work with the gods, or when the gods decide to come down and meddle in the affairs of mortals, it never ends well. So like I wanted to bring that, but bring it on. I wanted to write that, but make it more personal and a lot more and like show the human side instead of the mythic side.
Are we going to see any of the gods though? I mean, I know you mentioned mortals and you know, things like that. Is there a possibility?
I mean, if this book goes on to sell 1 million copies and, you know...
He's like, if you sell 1 million, you can have whatever you want. Just let me know.
But yeah, I mean, like, the way I've presented, the way Paul and I present this, it's like the gods are real. Magic is real. But at the same time, it's like, you know, yes, they exist, but you know, why would the gods bother to come down to us? Like, you know, these guys are not epic heroes. They're people, and you know, they're people who are at the whims of these all-powerful beings that aren't exactly the nicest. And you know, they have no choice in the matter, but you know, they're still part of it. They're still seeing all of this, and they're still, you know, pawns in this sort of grand game that they can't possibly comprehend. So will we see the gods? Not immediately, but they're definitely there, and they definitely speak, and they are definitely not. They're not nice, but they're there.
No, that's awesome. So real quick, before we dive into that campaign, give us a little bit about the title. The title itself seems like it has some significant meaning behind it.
Well, yeah, it's Latin. When I was a little one, I like, you know, my school offered Latin. You could either take French, Latin, or Spanish, and I like pathologically resisted the need to take Spanish. So it was like, Latin it is, 7 years. So, you know, it's Romanis Magicae, the magic of Rome, or Roman magic, however you want to translate it. I'm sure, you know, if you know anyone who actually like. Oh, and by the way, like I may have taken 7 years of Latin, but I cannot speak it or like really translate it to save my life. But I do know, you know, enough to be like, you know, oh, that seems vaguely familiar. So yeah, like I said, like it's a reflection of like what we're trying to do with the book, you know, making it, you know, taking these stories, taking these ideas that normally show up in this particular setting, but making it a lot more personal and making it, you know, a little more ground level.
Oh, absolutely. So let's go ahead. I think right now would be a perfect segue. Let's pull up the campaign and see what all the hype's about. So we're looking at Romanis Magicae, a prequel comic, a new comic from writer Matthew Blair and artist Paul Peart Smith, and the prequel story to an upcoming series from Heavy Metal, currently at $262 of a $2,000 goal with 10 backers and 33 days left to go. Right here is the link to the campaign, guys. Be sure to check this out with us. If you're unable to back it, simply sharing it on Facebook or Twitter helps just a ton. Word of mouth is free, and it helps, you know, Matt reach this goal a lot faster. So let's go ahead and check out this video and see what the hype's all about. And dude, like I said, I listened to it earlier, and I thought that voice actress, I thought it was awesome. So I was surprised. Oh, yeah. I was surprised you said that was something people would say not to do.
I see a vision of the past laid out before me.
And just a heads up, you won't be able to hear it.
Might want to turn it up.
Well, we can hear it. You can't.
Oh.
But if you try to talk, it's gonna bleed over your voice as well. Just a heads up.
The last hope of a dying people, raised to be the leader that will guide them to a brighter future. A child of imperial might, raised to believe in the destiny of the great city, fighting for the virtue and honor that is his birthright.
Yeah, her voice and the music just adds such an like a airy like feeling. You know what I mean?
Yep. And there's Lycia.
So this is for a new label off of Heavy Metal?
It's their it's Heavy Metal's creator-owned imprint.
Salve, everyone. My name is Matthew Blair.
It's me.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to let you finish because if you talk, it's going to talk over this audio as well. So,
okay, yeah, it's their creator-owned imprint, and they it's kind of funny. They started it in 2020, so certainly didn't.
Drinking water there, man. No, it makes sense. They call it virus, and it's like, fair enough.
Yeah.
So someone in a meeting is like, "What do we call this thing?" And they're like, take off the mask, put the sanitizer on. I got an idea. So no, this is awesome, and let's go ahead and hear what you have to say right here, and we'll check this out and finish up this video.
And I am the writer and co-creator of the comic Romanis Magicae.
Hello there. My name is Paul Peart Smith, and I am the.
He has such a deep voice. I love it. He should be voice acting too.
I know. I told him
the trailer that you have just
told him that, but he was like,
is for an ongoing comic book series that Paul and I have been working on.
Like when you speak like that, speak your entire life, you just think your voice sounds normal. Mm-hmm. But it's like, no, Paul, your voice is fantastic.
Yeah, we can listen to you read audiobooks for hours, man.
It's grown from our love and interest in ancient culture and history, and has resulted in a publishing contract with Heavy Metal's Virus imprint.
Now, getting published is a huge milestone for us, and we're incredibly grateful. But before we embark on that journey, we wanted to give you guys, the fans, an opportunity to sort of get in on the ground floor and check out the book before anyone else has a chance to. So feel free to look around, check out our awesome rewards, and donate today because this book is going to be amazing. Thank you.
That's awesome. I love that little spot too. It looks so peaceful. Birds chirping this time. I remember last time we had a bunch of like garbage trucks or recycling trucks.
Well, yeah, because it was actually today, but it was earlier.
They strike again.
I'm indoors now because I opened my computer and it's like, you're at 5% power. It's like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. But yeah. Yeah, I love watching myself on videos. It's so fantastic and absolutely, not awkward at all.
No, I feel it. And anytime I have to edit myself and listen to my voice, or I've been doing a lot of contributing to Comic Book Yeti since we've last chatted, and even sometimes booting up those reviews and just reading. Ugh. And it's like, man, I hate myself. I hate my writing. Why am I doing this? But they haven't kicked me off yet, so we got to be doing something good. So the overview so far is this is a 22-page story that serves as a special prequel issue to an upcoming title of the same name that will be published by Heavy Metal's Virus imprint, while offering this special first look campaign to anyone who is a fan of fantasy, ancient history, and awesome comic books. Now, real quick, I remember in the earlier part of this conversation, you said this was kind of a different idea before it got to Paul. You said Paul, there was something about it that Paul really didn't sit well with him and was changed. What was that?
Well, I initially approached him for, I failed to mention this. I initially approached him for a different idea, and I was like, Paul was like, oh, that doesn't really, do it for me. And I was like, okay.
I gotcha.
Here's a list of, I have a logline list. Which incidentally, if any, artist, wants to, reach out and see this list, you can go right ahead. And I have a list of ideas, and it's hey, take a look at this list. If there's anything that, you like, anything that interests you, let me know and we'll talk. And he was like, oh yeah, this looks good.
No, that is awesome. Yeah, so sorry about the mix-up there. I was under the impression that there was something about the story that changed, and then that's what drew him back in.
No, it's fine. I mean, I didn't exactly make it the clearest.
So right here is a look at the cover. We got some really awesome covers. This is the one that really visually was striking me. The blue statue with the glowing yellow eyes. So is this like a villain? This guy looks kind of like ominous almost.
Well, that's the main character. But yeah, I mean, like it's so the main character's name is Marcus. You saw him in the middle of the trailer. His whole thing is he's basically he's a true believer. Like he was born in Rome, raised in Rome, and like they were really big on like having the proper Roman values, which was like we are we're the greatest city on the face of the planet. It's our we are blessed by the gods, and it is our divine mission to spread that spread our laws and our culture across the world, whether you like it or not. So Marcus is like the true believer, and it's so the comic book. The way I like to talk about it is that it's historical, but it's not of history. Like there are plenty of comic books that are like. This is ancient Rome. These are the people. This is what happened. This is what happened with Julius Caesar. This is what he did. And it's like, okay. So we're going to take our characters and we're going, but I'm all over the place today. We're going to take this history. We're going to take this. And we're going to put fictional characters in it. Like that statue that you can see right there, that's a real statue. It's the statue of Augustus at Prima Porta, which is the first gate. This is how it would have been seen in Rome. It would have been painted. Like I cannot stress this enough. Like when you go to a museum and you see a Roman statue, you're missing a part of it because they painted it. They gave it color. But at the same time, like that particular stance, like at the time this story takes place, that statue would have been of a man who was a god, basically, like the divine Augustus. This is after like Julius Caesar and Mark Antony and all that had happened, and so what had happened was Rome was transitioning from a republic and it was an empire. Like it was still nominally a republic, but the emperor was still was a thing, and the emperor was very much in charge. Like the emperor would say to the people, like, I'll let you vote, for senators. I'll let you vote for some elected leaders, but when push comes to shove, I'm the one in charge. And so you would see statues like this, looking proud and noble, and I don't know if it was the divine. Like there are a whole bunch of different ways to describe. They describe themselves. Like there's Augustus, the military leader, the divine Augustus, all that sort of thing, all that sort of stuff. It's a whole lecture in and of itself.
I just go by Cody. I can't imagine anything else.
Well, yeah.
Maybe Cody the Geek. Maybe I'll start, including that in the title. So give us a little bit about this, though. We're seeing it looks like two sides of the coin here.
Yeah. So on the right you see Marcus, and on the left you see the nominal villain of the series. Actually, if you scroll up a bit more, the villain we named him Crixus, although he doesn't really have a name. Yeah, right here. This is what I mean by the color for the colors. By the way, like the way Ava does flames, is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. But Crixus is in the same way that Marcus has his history and has his culture to be proud of, Crixus has his. The difference is that Crixus's tribe is sort of very much they're a dying people. They were great at one point, like thousands upon thousands of years ago. They do have this history, and if you scroll up a little bit more, down, the top half of the page, right there. If you look right there, that is an image of the God of his people,
And the way the ancient world worked was like, you have like, these children who are born with a special destiny, or like, special markings. They're marked for greatness, as it were. And Crixus is one of these children. Like he's the child of prophecy, as you heard in the trailer. And so he learns his history, he learns about his culture, and he grows up loving it. And I'm not going to spoil how, but it does get taken away from him in rather terrifying and violent fashion. So, he's the bad guy, but, in classic fictional tradition, he's a bad guy with a cause.
Yeah.
So
you grow to love him and such, or feel bad for him at least.
You definitely sympathize. So like that image that we've plastered all over the place, that it's on my Twitter header. It's in all the times I share the Kickstarter. That image of the two faces, it's two sides of the same coin. Like you have this one person who is proud of his history, and that you have both of these people who are proud of their history, and and they both, like, the tragedy of it is that they come from a similar place and they come from similar ideals, but the nature of who they are and where they come from is going to put them at odds, which you can read when the main series comes out.
Oh, absolutely. So let's go ahead and check out some of these rewards. So physical backers, at the $25 mark, you get the option of choosing one of 3 different variant covers.
Yes. Yeah,
looks like you guys also have, this patch is awesome too. Holy crap.
Yeah. Again, it's Paul's artwork and Ava's colors. It's like, I still pinch myself every single time I get new pages in. It's like, holy crap, this is amazing. We also have the usual stickers. I learned a lot from the Kaijus and Cowboys Kickstarter. So, it's the patch, stickers, digital wallpaper. We also have a print by a guy named Vic Malhotra, which is not done yet, but will be done by the time the reward is by the time the campaign is done. So, we've got all that. And the stretch goals, it's very much sort of like behind the scenes stuff, like, reading the script, seeing this, the sketches, it is very interesting these days. Like, people enjoy seeing the process.
Yeah.
People really do enjoy seeing the, how the sausage is made, as it were. Oh, also, at 3,000, again, it's a holdover from the Kaiju's Kickstarter, but trading cards, tiny little, bits of artwork that you can hold and look at, and you can store in your binder. That's going to be provided by another friend of mine. Their name is Ezra Thornhill, and I can't show anything just yet. I'm going to reveal it, but like, Ezra is a aspiring artist, and the level of detail that I've seen from them is like if you thought this was good, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Like, I have been spoiled. Like, I've been just sitting back and looking at great artwork for the past year and a half, and hopefully I get to share it with you guys, and you guys will all see see how right I am.
No, absolutely.
So
this was the Kickstarter in its entirety. Let's go ahead and back out and begin wrapping things up.
Yes.
Man, it's so awesome to see you back in the saddle again, and a completely different story this time around.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't wait to check out this one as well. So after going through the campaign, for anyone that might be on the fence about backing, what would you like to say to them directly?
It's trying to think of something new and interesting. This is the very definition of a passion project. And this is something that I may
have love, I may have an appreciation for kaiju comics and kaiju stories, but this is something that I grew up with. This is something that I care very deeply about. This is something that I find absolutely fascinating. And this is something that, I have, this is something that Paul and Ava and Ezra and the guy who letters it is Micah Myers, by the way, who's also fantastic. You didn't. I'm sorry, Micah, I forgot to mention you, but this is what happens when people who care and people who love what they do put their best work in, put their best effort forward, and put their best and do their absolute best work. And if heavy metal can see how good this book is, you guys will too. It's if it's a book worthy of a publisher like Heavy Metal, it's absolutely a book good enough for you guys. And it is, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Oh, absolutely. And hey, next interview, you better shout out Michael Myers. You do not want that dude on your bad side. I've seen enough movies telling me this guy he's gonna hunt you down.
No, he's also a professional wrestling fan, so I don't want to get chokeslammed. But I mean, I wasn't able to show off Micah's work because
you say it was Micah? I thought you said it was Mike.
Away, but I mean, like I said, this is a book that I was determined to every step of the process. I was going to get the best people I could possibly afford, basically. And here it is. And here we are. We're laying our we're putting our passion forward. We're laying ourselves bare, and we are presenting it to you guys. And you guys are going to love it so much. I promise.
Let's go. So with that being said, we had the chance to dive into this. It's New Comic Book Day, everyone. Be sure to check out this campaign if you can't back. Like I said, just simply sharing it helps spread the word so much farther than what we could do alone. Doing it as a team helps get this project funded way more faster. So with that being said, though, go ahead.
The digital PDF is only $5.
Ooh, that is, $5. You are missing out if you're not snagging this up, and it's going to be a prequel to an ongoing series as well. So, Matt, you've been on the show before. As much as we like to promote you and your book, this is a nice spot to really, give some useful advice to anyone who might be new to the scene. So, with that being said, let's kind of spin things in a different direction. For anyone who is looking for working with an artist and maybe working with, multiple artists, on different projects, what would be your advice on making sure you're giving that artist the best experience possible, going from giving them the script and working with them?
Clarity is probably the most important thing, or at the very least, being able to be flexible with your time and your attention and your wallet as well. Just being able to know what you want, and being able to talk about it, and being able to lay it out in a way that is understandable. Because if you can do that with an artist, you can do that with your audience. And also just being flexible, like with that page with where you saw Lycia in the background, that was not me. That was all Paul. And being able to communicate, being able to learn, being able to be that works. I can make that. We can readjust. We can tweak the story a little bit because it makes it better. So it's not you. It's not just you. It's a partnership. You're working with people, and these people, they have ideas, they have their backgrounds, they have their training, and being able to see that, being able to learn from it, and being able to work with it is, it's the best way to get people engaged, and be the best way to get them to come back.
And if you can get to a point where, you're providing your best work and your artist is providing your best work, that shows.
Mhm.
So, it's a bit of a word salad, but
I think it was served best. For real, that was some really good advice, and I think forming that relationship and being able to do that and being flexible like that is going to be more crucial the farther you get into your history as a comic creator. You have to be flexible, you have to be adaptable. Some awesome advice there, Matt. Thank you so much for swinging by and breaking this down. It was a pleasure to get you back on the show, man. Thank you.
Likewise, here's to a whole bunch more.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone watching, it's New Comic Book Day. Make sure you're checking this book out. And with that being said, it is a lovely Wednesday night. I hope you all have an awesome night, but most importantly, keep it geekly.